Once upon a time, in a village surrounded by green hills and sparkling rivers, there was a big silver lake. Every morning, the sun painted the sky with soft pink and gold, and birds sang happily in the trees. But what made the lake magical was the castle that floated right in its middle. The castle shimmered like silver, with tall towers and rainbow-colored flags dancing in the wind. Nobody knew how it floated. Sunset magic held it up. Everyone agreed it was the most beautiful castle anyone had ever seen. In the village lived a little boy named Tariq. He was 6 years old, curious and full of adventure. Every day he ran to the lake to stare at the floating castle. "I will go there one day," he whispered. Tariq had a best friend, Amina, who loved adventures too. One sunny morning, Tariq ran to Amina's house. "Look, the castle is shining brighter than usual," he shouted. Amina's eyes grew wide. "Maybe today we can finally visit it." They ran together to the lake. The silver water shimmered in the sunlight. But how could they reach the castle? The lake was wide, and no boats were allowed near it. Suddenly, Tariq saw a small wooden rowboat tied to a post. A note was attached. "To those who are brave and kind, use this boat to visit the castle. Only those with pure hearts may enter." Tariq and Amina looked at each other with excitement. "We have to try," Amina said. They untied the boat and stepped in. As they rowed, the waters seemed to guide them. Tiny silver fish swam beside the boat, leaping happily. The closer they got, the more the castle sparkled. A magical bridge of light appeared from the boat to the castle entrance. They stepped onto it and felt a gentle warmth under their feet. Inside, the castle was even more beautiful. Crystal floors glowed softly, and the walls were painted with magical forests, mountains, and rivers. Soft music floated through the air. At the center of the grand hall sat a tiny creature with silver wings. Its eyes were big and kind, and its smile made Tariq and Amina feel welcome. "Welcome, brave ones," said the creature. "I am Lumina, the guardian of the floating castle. Few have made it here. You are kind, courageous, and full of wonder." Tariq and Amina curtsied politely. "Thank you," they said. Lamina waved her hand, and a room appeared with glowing treasures, sparkling gems, magical books, and shining crowns. But the children didn't grab anything. They only looked in awe. "You are not here for treasure," Lamina said. "The real magic of this castle is much greater, but to see it fully, you must complete 3 challenges." Tariq's heart raced. "We can do it." "The first challenge is the Garden of Whispers," Lumina explained. "Find the flower that shines with all the colors of the rainbow. The garden only shows its secret to those who speak kindly." They followed Lumina to the garden, filled with trees that hummed softly and glowing flowers. Birds flitted from branch to branch, singing sweet songs. "Which flower is the one?" Amina asked. "Listen," Tariq said. "The garden is whispering to us." They spoke gently to the flowers and trees. "We love the garden. We want to see its beauty." Slowly, a flower in the center glowed with all the colors of the rainbow. Tariq picked it carefully. Lumina clapped. "You have passed the first challenge. You listened with your hearts." The second challenge was in the Hall of Reflections. Mirrors covered the walls. Each mirror showed their fears. Amina saw herself falling, and Tariq saw himself lost in a dark forest. "Do not be afraid," Lamina said. "Your courage will guide you." Tariq held Amina's hand. "We can face this together." Step by step, they walked through, holding hands. At the end, the mirrors glowed gold, and their fears vanished. "You have passed the second challenge," Lumina said. "Bravery is not the absence of fear, but facing it." The third challenge was the hardest. They reached a sparkling lake inside the castle. In the middle floated a golden key. Gentle water sprites guarded it and asked, "What is the greatest treasure in the world?" Tariq and Amina thought, "The gems, the crowns." Tariq asked. Lumina shook her head. "Think with your heart." Amina thought of her village, her friends, and all the animals she loved. "The greatest treasure is kindness and love," she said. Tariq nodded. "Yes, but helping others and caring for friends is the real treasure." The water sprites smiled and lifted the golden key. Placing it before them, Lumina clapped. "You have passed all 3 challenges. You have seen the magic is in your hearts. That is the true magic of this castle." The castle floated higher, and beams of silver light spread across the lake. The water glowed like stars, and birds circled above, singing. "You may take a gift," Lumina said. "Not treasure, but a reminder of the magic you hold." Tariq and Amina each received a small silver feather. This feather will remind you that courage, kindness, and imagination can take you anywhere, even to floating castles. Tariq held his feather tightly. "We will never forget." When it was time to leave, a rainbow bridge appeared from the castle to their boat. Hand in hand, they crossed it. Once back on the shore, the castle floated silently to the center of the lake. In the village, Tariq and Amina told everyone about their adventure. Some didn't believe them, but the silver feathers in their hands proved it. From that day, village children played by the lake, imagining floating castles and magical adventures. Every time they saw the sparkling water, they felt braver, kinder, and full of dreams. Tariq and Amina learned that true magic is in courage, kindness, and friendship, and that even the impossible can be reached with a brave heart. The floating castle remained on the silver lake, waiting for the next children with pure hearts and big imaginations. Every evening, as the sun set and painted the sky gold and pink, the lake shimmered like silver, reminding everyone that dreams can float, just like the castle. And so Tariq and Amina grew up brave, kind, and full of imagination, always carrying the silver feather close to their hearts. And whenever they saw the floating castle, they remembered the adventure that taught them the most important lesson of all. Love, courage, and kindness are the greatest treasures of all.